Hi, Francisco. I actually got your name. But yeah, I am not going to be really monitoring the chat all that much tonight. Mainly because I have to prioritize space on my little screen. But we're going to be doing Jacques Herbin inks. Wait, let me pause, Brad. We're going to be doing Jacques Herbin inks, or at least one. Depends on how interesting. I wasn't planning on doing stuff like this right now. I actually have to work on some knitting pretty badly, but there's a really interesting article at the local newspaper that caught my eye that I was like, I kind of want to see what that's all about. So that's what we're going to do. So I have all these Jacques Herbin inks. I'm just going to do them in order that I got them in. Well, not got them in, but like sampled them in. So Ambre de Baltique is first, and I'm like, need to get the article up. It was from yesterday's newspaper. Come on, e-paper, you can do it. And I'm not... You can always come to me bitching about TWSBI. I accept all TWSBI bitching. Yeah. Jeez. Oh, TWSBI. But yeah. Create output projector, go. You can do it. Well, as long as I'm waiting for that thing to move, I'm gonna run command for anyone watching. Oh, come on. There are so many things. I have so many windows up right now. There we are. Oh yeah, no. I don't know if I've told you about the time that, so a couple years ago. Yeah, this was like not terribly long ago. Oh, is it like sophomore year of grad school or something along those lines? Yeah, so I got a TWSBI Mini. It was $55 on this pen. I am going to attempt to use it. So it became like a lab pen for me. I basically was like, I'm definitely not going to use this for normal writing, so I dedicated it to so it's quite frankly sat uninked for a long time. And then I was looking for a new lab pen because the pen that I was using wasn't working out. And then so that became my lab pen because I was like, I really don't care about this. It's gonna get covered in chemicals. That's a suitable fate for it. And eventually it cracked. And I and everything, and I tossed that sucker in the trash. That was so satisfying, tossing that sucker in the trash, and I will admit, I considered one of those all clear ecos, and I considered the TWSBI Go, just for fun filling mechanism, but have sworn off TWSBI, because not only did the pen fall apart on me, their customer service, denied that I had a problem, when I very clearly had a problem. And yeah. That is also the pen that made me think that I hated italic nibs. When it turns out, I don't hate italics. I hate stub nibs. Because I've written with stub, actually good stub nibs since. I don't just don't like stuffed nibs. They're too chunky for me. But, like, I love crisp italics and cursive italics and everything. I do love those. But TWSBI made me think I hated them. Thanks, TWSBI. And the people that are like, oh, well, that's just, the falling apart is just part of their TWSBI-ness. And I'm like, the fact that you acknowledge, like, accept the fact that the pen is going to fall apart on you, and it's something that's not disposable, that is not supposed to fall apart, that is a problem. Yeah, no, the higher end pens are the shittier ones in the TWSBI line, is my understanding of the whole thing. Which is just like, so ass backwards. Like, apparently the Eco and the Go are the most stable ones that won't fall apart on you, which is great. But, like, God, just, TWSBI. So yeah, you can clearly come to me bitching about TWSBI, and I will be your friend. Okay, so let's turn Brad back on.
Sorry. Is this sticky grenade?
I can't remember. I'm gonna use your bow here later too. Or no, I forgot to do that. Yeah,
He's over here. I see.
there he is to your right. See?
I hit him.
Get behind him.
I did.
There's no damage to camera.
Is it good when you invade?
I think it's too slow. I would use your laser.
Oh, I already have. Sorry.
So why are you just standing there?
They're rearranging windows again. Come on, cooperate. Much better. There.
Bank them though. I'm gonna try to get one and then oh my god. I survived. No way. say go slack it, sister?
No slacking, sister.
So far, these inks are nice. Like, this is a pale yellow, as you can see. But it's usable, readable. Has some good flow. So far, not too wet. Because sometimes you get too wet. Yeah, this is nice.
There's a fresh location when you change locations. So you get another one.
Oh, I'm not.
Sometimes I want to use this pen posted, sometimes I want to use it not posted. It's weird.
No chopper soup.
I want it. Are you kidding? Oh, sorry.
Oh no. Is this affecting me too? No. Just the bread. Got... Oh, god damn it, it reset where I was in the stream. I think I was here? I don't know. This ink is surprisingly weird to use in the wet nib. I can't explain it. Like, it looks fine when it dries, but it, like, is weirdly disconcerting while I'm using it in this nib. In this pen. This is great. County CO is like, I'm not going to do anything about the problems that existed before I was elected, but the ones that existed after? Oh yeah, I'll take care of those. I'm like, what the fuck? You're in charge of the county. You should take care of all the problems, not just the ones that only happened on your watch. noises is Brad making?
Wolves match time. Just have the audio.
Yeah, real nice flow out of this ink. Real good behavior.
They have fancy internet up in here, Tyler. You've already got spin out once. Makes me not want to bring you in.
All right. Let's see what we got. Cabal on the feet. What's that thing? That must be enough for the fire. Cabal can be a hoot. Ready, let's go. Get ready for a
Spin out on gold.
drop those notes in a second. Hostile retreat.
Oh, we're playing with Sarah with no H. I like the no letter. Equal. Because I'm Bradley with no E.
Hostile inbounding feet.
Thanks for hanging out, everybody. You're still out there, still listening. I know there's a few of you.
Drop and take it way lane to the other side. Nice.
There we go.
Open that up. Go to the App Store, download NBC Sports, not NBC Sports Gold.
Yes, I do have my own stream on the background, just to make sure everything works from the viewer side. It's called Diagnostics, and artificially boosting my viewer numbers.
Gold. Tried to. And did not see it there.
Wait, where's the
Should we go to subscribe?
paid money?
Full red.
Dad, it doesn't even have two
stream the games that I want.
Taken on the other side.
I am proud. Thanks, Drifter Man. Tony left about 3 hours ago. Are you ever actually really here, Tony? Doesn't mean he didn't leave.
It says, welcome to NBC School.
Alright, see if you can find Wolverhampton on it.
Okay,
Yes.
next. Okay, and speak.
Does that show it coming up?
No. So, says, go back to regional center. And then, okay, we also have regional content on the market NBC's Bay Area, California, Chicago,
Okay.
Washington.
Tyler just reading the whole terms and conditions to Brad. That's so funny. Oh, yeah. Now, this is a very usable yellow ink, like golden yellow. I'd put it similar to probably Colorverse String. It's the most similar to Jacques Herbin Ambre de Baltique, which is like the Jacques Herbin version versus the Jacques Herbin version. But if we're comparing to different ink brands, I'd put it more closer to Colorverse String than KWZ Honey. KWZ Honey is much more brown than this. Oh boy, shitty paper time! This is not Kikuyo campus, this is Staples.
I got one.
Nope, it's trying to skip what you can.
So I clicked on the whole thing. It said sign in for free access to live stream and it says select the you want me to look for it?
Oops.
What am I doing? This one I do like posted.
He's running in with 15 minutes. You'll have
Oh, we will. But that's why they were losing in the first place, because they're all running around with 10 and 15 minutes and not banking.
I can do that.
But is there one that we use?
down from heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
Yep. Let's go Wolves. I haven't been able to watch the Wolves the last 2 weeks. They lost twice.
Brad's obsession with this British football club
It's out of town.
is hilarious, considering I know he's mainly a baseball nut, and it's just like such a left turn. He's not into the Atlanta soccer team, but this British football club he's so into. And the Atlanta soccer team is good. They're like they're only like 2 years old, and they're badass. They're so good.
This other team does not like to bang for their stuff, so we should go kill them again.
Why did he shoot that?
So their mommies didn't like them.
Incoming wave, the Bruins.
Please stop talking about it. We have a wreck already. Oh, where'd he go? Terrible super by me. Gosh, dog it. Oh, that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to bank for all their,
I keep meaning to go to Atlanta United game because it looks so fun, but it's just
that's what they were trying to
like I work weekends. It's hard. Also because the new stadium,
get up, get up,
so like
do 4 times 15.
so the soccer team Atlanta plays in the same stadium as the football team does. It's mainly the football team stadium, but they let the soccer team use it. But as a result, because it has like proper stadiumness, like Atlanta games have basically continuously broken records for number of tickets sold for the Major League Soccer games. And the fan crowd looks like a hoot. And it just looks like a great time. And I actually understand soccer and enjoy watching soccer. But yeah, like I said, I work weekends. That's what happens when you tutor kids. You tutor them when they're not in school.
Oh, when you spell it out. Yeah, I know.
Okay. So this is actually a pretty darn good performer in terms of shitty paper. Like, normally the wet pen destroys the paper on bleed through, but this is not bad.
Yeah, like I said, all they were
Not bad at all. The feathering isn't terrible, but like what you'd I mean, it's kind of mediocre, but like, yeah, look, this is the bleed through you get with that. This is this is more typical of what I see. That's good job, Jacques Herbin. You want to be fancy. I will admit it is easier to say Jacques Herbin than it is to say J. Herbin, because the French actually flows better for proper pronunciation.
Yeah, they look like they all belong together.
Big llama.
Probably just needs to be. I can't turn it up. I think I can show this one straight. Yeah. Oh, you can drink it. That's the.
If I just put that in.
Not surprisingly, this ink looks the best on Rhodia, and Rhodia is French, so it makes sense that the very French ink works best on the very French paper. Because this is probably the paper they're calibrating to. But yeah, I think I will do at least one more review tonight. So I'm going to empty these. And then go clean them and come back. God, I just looked over and read what was on Brad's screen. I was like, what? Ghost in the Shell? We're watching anime now? But apparently that's just a thing on Destiny 2, and I doubt that either Brad nor Tyler has heard of Ghost in the Shell. Tyler is more likely to have heard of Ghost in the Shell than Brad.
See if we can control Harry Kane. Maybe we're a good player on the other team.
This is going to be our next color, Orange Soleil. See? See that French, all that French I took in high school is paying off. At least for properly pronouncing the names of fucking fancy inks from France. Anyway, I'm gonna go clean these pens now. Where's the thing? didn't know Tony's kids were twins. Tyler Dowdy, comedian extraordinaire.
Boy power.
How did my camera get so off kilter? Slightly better, but something shifted. Oh god, that's worse. How? I'm so sorry, people. Ah, I see what the problem is.
Oh, anyone has that except Tony. It's just you haven't seen a bunch of them. Those are things like you can ban them or time them out or do other things, but Tony's a moderator, so.
I have to recalibrate my stuff in the middle. This is lovely. Close enough. Shit fell over while I was cleaning pens. Lovely times.
They're using last year's ball. This ball was the ball. That was last year's ball. Maybe because it's at night.
I swear that really shitty notebook just eats pencil lead. It's nice writing on it with pencil, it just eats pencil lead. Yes, I like you. So yeah, Aqua met my new neighbors, well, new-ish. They moved in May, but they're watching her while I'm gonna be home for Thanksgiving, so she met them today, and she was like, there's new people, it's so exciting. And by that, she's like, must chirp loud, which she's continuing on as the theme for the day. It is 2:30 in the morning. She should be passed out. But no, it's exciting! Must chirp. Anyway. So we're doing this guy now. Jacques Herbin, Soleil. So yeah, I normally guess have that over there. Let's turn Brad back on.
It's always girl power. The sooner you realize that now.
Well, I already know that. I was just saying.
Girls are way better than boys. And if boys don't believe that, they're wrong.
Good parenting, Brad. Nip that misogyny in the bud.
Oh. Maybe.
Like, I'm bad at reloading, you're bad at throwing your grenade every time it's level, should be chopped. Like 3 damage.
This looks real cool. Look at that.
That face anyway.
This is a good demo ink. I mean, most orange inks are, but this seems more vivid than most.
Really? I can't. That's just like my color.
I'm so mad about that last game, even though we won. I should have gone and melted them a little more. It took me too long to realize what they were doing.
You're still mad about that?
I'm not mad, it just would have been fun to mess with them. Especially since they had terrible names, right?
Okay.
Did you see that email? Yeah, I did. You should got like. Your head, your head.
You're lucky it was your head.
I don't realize it. I just like it kind of happens because I've gotten like so much of it.
If you want, go invade. Switch to your fusion. They got someone's probably got one guy just died. He only lost 2 votes, so there's a couple guys over at 10. I just banked. Just missed them. Should have brought a. Should have waited for another blocker. Just go ahead and kill him. They're gonna come up behind you now. Watch out.
Oh, this is an awesome orange. A lot of oranges are fairly dry. This is awesome already, I can tell. I'm much more excited to use this, like writing with this, than I was when I swatched. When I swatched, I was like, it's orange. I have oranges like this. But nah, this is eye searing in a good way and actually wet.
Whoa. Overcharged.
So I'm watching the Premier League. For the one of y'all that can hear this, I'm assuming Tony. Pretty much no one in here anymore. The thing that bothers me the most about the Premier League, which is not much, except the home teams are listed second. Are listed first, whereas in the U.S. they're always listed second. So when you're doing like initials or this team's at this team in the U.S., the home teams are listed second. In the Premier League, the home teams are listed first, and I think it's confused me almost every week. So they're first on the scoreboard. They're first everywhere. I'm just so used to it being the other way. Yeah, you need a bank plate. They're immune. Okay, the tellers.
I know someone's gonna.
It's right on top of y'all. He didn't even move.
I know
That's why.
Oh, I'm loving using this orange. Did not think I would. I thought this would be my least favorite. Holy shit, this is awesome. This is like diamine pumpkin levels of searing orange without the dryness.
Did he really?
Like there's a reason it's orange soleil. Soleil means sun. So it's really saying sun orange is the translation. And they aren't kidding.
Unload. Now, false.
Where is he?
He's in the middle, jump. Right there. See you, Bob. Thanks for hanging out. Listening to our nonsense.
Oh my god, yeah. It's like some brands intentionally have feedback in their nibs, some intentionally grind them smooth. Different strokes for different folks. I personally love some feedback in my nibs. I love Aurora and I love Platinum nibs. Sailor is a weird middle ground for me. They've got more feedback than Pilot, which I also like Pilot. Like, I basically want feedback or no feedback. And Sailor is kind of like meh feedback for me. Like, it's got some feedback, but not enough for me to be enjoyable. Unless it's their fine nib. Their hard fine nib, so nice. And I'm one of the few people that say that. So give me all your hard fine nibs. Your Sailor hard fines. I want them.
Oh no, I had my earrings in too. Focus fire. Your turn.
Focus your grenade and your melee.
Incoming. Oh no. I'm dead. I have so many notes. I'm dead.
What's going on with your team this match? Y'all wasted in the first match. It's not awesome.
I did.
Yeah, this is a damn good orange. Very good seal of approval from me. So, Anna did let Jacques Herbin know that people in the US were interested in these Jacques Herbin inks, which apparently surprised them. They were like, what? People in the US want these inks? So they are considering it. I don't know if they're considering like adding them to their distributorship with Execlair, but it seems like they're more considering allowing international shipping, like overseas shipping, not just EU shipping from the Jacques Herbin website. And I'm like speaking so much French that I'm like starting to acquire a French accent. This is a thing that happens with me. I will just absorb the accent of whatever I'm immersed in and start speaking that way. But yeah, no, these are all nice inks. I like all of them. And the bottles are real nice. Honestly, they're like €18.50 or like €19, which is about on par with Iroshizuku pricing. If you get them in the EU. And I'd say they're comparable in terms of quality and like color range and everything. These are nice.
Could I have some? Should I go in vague?
Rouge. Oh, he only had two. That's fine. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah. What'd you get?
Three.
Those odors.
Great.
Abominations, I should say. They're abominable. Odors look out the shit they're doing.
Oh, great.
Big difference. I don't know why this guy 15
Yeah.
is standing around. Your team is best. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I would tell Anna or like email Jacques Herbin directly and say like, hey, I'd love to buy these inks. I live in the United States. I would buy them direct from you and pay the international shipping if you offered it. Like, more feedback to them to tell them that it is worth it for them to offer this. Like, yeah. Like, the vibrancy of the orange is not coming across over the video screen. And it's just a lot of oranges, the vibrancy gets lost in translation in both photos and scans and video camera and everything. Webcams are not known for their color accuracy.
We're the game I'm watching is tonight. LSU Alabama. But you have to tell her to put her in front of the game and tell her to look for him, and to let you know when she sees him. I think it's just me and you left it here, Tony.
And me, like, 2.5 weeks later.
I don't know. It's not that accurate because there's like, what, like 8 people in here. Oh, I mean that's a tough call. Virginia Tech football game or SpongeBob? What would you watch? Really? I bet SpongeBob it is. I get it though. That's a challenge. Distant relation. I don't know if I have one of those. Get rid of it because it's lame. It's got explosive payload. Probably got rid of it when Scout Rifles were gone. I don't think auto-loaded was. Oh yeah. That's what I heard. That'll be cool. No, because I'm watching LSU game. Yeah. Game of the year. What did you do? A lot of people want to see LSU crush Alabama. I don't know that will happen. Doesn't Rutgers lose every week?
See, I don't even play Destiny. Like, the reason I have this on in the background is one, because I kind of be, like, just like watching it. It's something that YouTube won't nail me for copyright, but also because it's a game I'm not super into, so I don't have to really, like, fully pay attention to it. Versus if it was, like, Pokemon or some shit, I'd be, like, glued to the screen and not be able to write reviews while watching it. I would just be 100% snarky commentary.
So you got 3 more wins. You get 3 more wins.
Could you go to inventory real quick? I want to see
When there's nothing to see, it's on it right now. Yeah, it's just this cone shit thing. Stop messing with that. I don't want you to hit anything. Don't.
But yeah, comes.
Yeah. When I get it, that's the only tiger spot I have. When I get another one, I'll get it to you. You do? What were you saying that you needed? That I have. I get you.
I think I've watched bits of Twitch plays Pokemon, and I think it would just drive me bonkers more than anything. Like, just the attempts to get something to work.
Get it in there.
I do enjoy Nuzlocke
You
runs.
got it.
Those are highly entertaining.
Come on. What happened? Oh, he was off. He was off.
Yeah, look down here. This is some Robert Oster Sublime that bled all the way through to the next page. Did it bleed through this? Yes, it did. It bled through 2 sheets. Don't use Robert Oster Sublime in shit paper, is the moral of that story.
Where is my team? What are we doing? Yeah, but I don't know which number's real.
Okay, so let's see. Not bad on the feathering front, at least in the dry and regular pens. The wet pen is always a hot mess when it comes to feathering. Even in like the well-behaved inks, it's just wet pen is a disaster. But again, not bad on the bleed through, even from a wet pen. So yeah, these are solid inks for shit paper. The shit paper kind of sucks the vibrancy out of this orange a little bit. But yeah, good option for shit paper. This is very promising. But this is why we need them in the US, because in France you don't have shit paper. Or you can actually easily, like, probably shit paper does exist, but the quality bar for paper is much higher than the US. It's not probably as high as Japan, because Japan is nuts. But yeah, we need these inks here for our terrible paper. Good colors perform well on terrible paper, will sell like hotcakes. I should convey this to Jacques Herbin. Or Gerbon, you know. Yeah, I'll just put this over to the side.
It's not reloaded. Yeah, it's yeah, that's number 1 for bits. Tony's just number 1 across the board. That's all you need to know. emotes this much. Let me do it. Oh my god. Bang.
Jacques by Jacques Herbin. I think this is as pretentious as they're going right now. Especially since they're doing like a whole Pilot Namiki Platinum Nikaya sort of thing where they're pretending they're a whole different company. But they're like not trying very hard to pretend they're a whole different company. Like it's Jacques Herbin versus Jacques Herbin. We can figure it out. Versus Pilot Namiki Platinum Nikaya. It is a little deceptive. But yeah, that's a kick-ass orange. So yeah, I'm gonna empty these pens and then I'm gonna, oh, we can put the swab back on now because I have room. But yeah, look how bright and obnoxious it is. But yeah, I'm gonna empty these and then end the stream because it is about 3 in the morning. And I do have to work a little bit tomorrow. Yeah, it's the day before Thanksgiving, but I've got some kids that even though they're on Thanksgiving break, definitely need a mid-Thanksgiving break tutoring session. And I can't do it, and I normally see them on the weekends, but since I'm going to be out of town, this will be the next available show. This is going to be the closest I got. Okay. Yeah, I'll go clean those. Oh, we're gonna put this in the box. I'm basically filling gaps in my ink boxes, which is why I didn't load up these right away so I could find them later. I'm just sort of loading them as I go because they're not gonna I don't have enough room for them to all go in one box. They're just gonna be scattered throughout.
What about that losing stuff?
Championship.
I told you.
Single-handedly. Wrecked. That's how we gambit. Chicken dance for you guys. Chicken dance.
Ooh, look. Next ones are... This one I think is my favorite in the whole set. Rouge d'Orient. It's such a good red. So I'm excited to use this one. Anyway. Have a good night. Have a good Thanksgiving. If you are in the US. If not, have a good Thursday. Anyway. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. Bye!